If you're looking for a beginner-friendly macrame project that's a little different from your classic square knot coaster pattern, this is it. Coaster is designed specifically using more structured cords in mind. So think braided cords or 3-ply cords because these particular cords hold more structure. I personally tried making this project with single strand cord and I just had to scrap the whole thing because the knots were just not looking as clean and crisp as it did when I was making it with braided cords. Braided cords hold their structure and shape really well, and it comes out looking very neat without having to do too much to them. And because we're making the reverse double half hitch knots throughout this project, they end up looking super clean and crisp. So all you have to do is focus on learning how to master the reverse double half hitch knot. And because we're incorporating 2 colors with more structured knots using braided cords, the pattern ends up looking like a wavy striped design. Oh, and as a bonus, we'll be topping it off by fringing. Yes, you heard that right. We're going to be fringing braided cords. If you're ready to learn something a little different while still keeping it beginner friendly, let's jump right in. For this macrame coaster, we will be making a 2-toned pattern. So that's why you'll see 2 different colored cords here. This is what I'm going to be using for this project. It's a 4mm braided cord, and it's a hollow braided cord, meaning we only are using the shell of the braided cord. There isn't a filler strand inside the hollow shell. So this means that the cord is more flexible, easy to use, and softer on the hands. However, because it is 4mm in diameter of the shell, and because there's no filler cord, it does mean that if you're comparing it to single strand or 3-ply, it does work a size down. So if you're trying to make the same project using single strand and 3-ply, I recommend using 3mm instead of the 4mm that I'm using here. So 3mm single strand and 3-ply equates to 4mm hollow braided cord. I'm using this color Sage and also Blush. I'll be alternating the colors for this design. If you're interested in any of the materials or supplies I have used in this project, you can check out the links in the video description below. You'll also need a dowel or a stick to make your project fun. We're just going to mount the cords onto the dowel and then work from the project downwards, and then once we're done making the project, we're going to slide it off. So this won't be a part of the finished project, but we're going to use it as a tool to make it. To begin, we're going to attach a few cords onto the dowel with Lark's head knots. Now we're going to be using 120cm long strands, and what we're going to do is we're going to alternate the colors. So starting with a blush colored cord first. We're going to just attach it onto the dowel with the Lark's head knot. Now, you can make a Lark's head knot, reverse Lark's head knot, doesn't really matter, because at the end of the project, we're just going to slide it off the pattern and this will become undone. So it's really just to mount the cords onto the dowel to work from. Then taking a 120cm long sage cord, do the same thing. Okay, now once we have 2 cords attached here, we're going to repeat the same thing to the right 4 more times, alternating blush with sage. Okay, once the cords are attached, this is what it should look like. We can now start on the reverse double half hitch knot pattern. Now we're going to incorporate some anchor cords in here, so same kind of cord and concept. We're just going to also alternate the colors as well. This part's great if you do have scrap cords that you have in mind. We need 25 centimeter lengths for this part of the pattern, and what we're going to start off with is a sage green 25 centimeter long cord as an anchor cord. So we're going to place it on top of the vertical cords. Starting with the far left working cord, we're going to make a reverse double half hitch knot. So I'm going to walk through this slowly the first time. We're going to take the working cord underneath the left anchor cord end, like that, to tighten. And we're going to make this knot about 1 centimeter down from the lark's head knot above. So we have a little bit of a gap so that we know we have left enough room at the top for a little bit of fringe. Then we're going to take this working cord underneath the right end of the anchor cord, take the same end through the loop. Now before we fully tighten, make sure that first loop is still tight. You may want to hold on to the left anchor cord end just so it's stable while you tighten it. Once the first reverse double half hitch knot has been made, it's much easier to make the rest of them because you now have a reference. So that's one reverse double half hitch knot. We're now going to make the second one. So again, over through the left side of the anchor cord end, tighten, then underneath and through the loop to tighten again. So there we have it, 2 reverse double half hitch knots. I'm going to show you 2 more. So over, through the left, under, and through the left. Then the cord beside it. Over, under, through the left, then under, over, and tighten. So we've now made a total of 4 reverse double half hitch knots on the same line. Now take the remaining cords to the right, attach them one by one onto the same anchor cord with reverse double half hitch knots. Once our first row of reverse double half hitch knots are complete, we're now going to make a second row with another 25 centimeter long anchor cord. So we're going to do 2 sages and then 2 blushes for the anchor cords. So again, taking the far left cord, we're going to take the working cord end through the back, the left side, nice and snug, then take it underneath the right cord and over and through to tighten. Once done, take the second cord, make another reverse double half hitch knot. Okay, we've now made 4 we're going to continue the same pattern all the way to the right side. Once 2 rows of reverse double half hitch knots have been made with 2 sage colored anchor cords, we're now going to switch colors to 2 anchor cords that are blush color, still 25 centimeters long each. So now we'll make another 2 rows with these 2 anchor cords. Once 4 rows of knots have been made, we're going to repeat this section once more underneath with 2 more sage cords first as anchor cords and 2 more blush cords after that. Once done, this is what the pattern looks like. And now we are done the knotted portion of the pattern. You can see here that the knots look a little bit wavy, and that's because I specially chose braided cord. Because it's so structured, you can see the knots are clearly defined. So it gives it a really nice pattern. So what we're going to do now is tighten everything up before we fringe all the sides out. So we want to make this into more of a square shape. Right now it looks more like a rectangle. So on this side, what we're going to do is we want to make sure that the space in between the rows are really even. So we're just going to give it a little bit more space in between the rows and the knots. And then we're also going to tighten up the rows on both sides. So pull on the anchor cords on both sides to shift the knots together. And then again, pull. Give it a little bit more space. Okay, and now it looks more like a squared shape coaster. This pattern is reversible, of course. You can use it like this or like this. Now we're going to fringe out the sides. So with the top loops at the top, we're just going to cut in between every loop. And then we're going to trim the fringe down a little bit. You can see here the cords are a little bit long, so we're going to match it to the other sides. Just trim out some of the longer ends so it's pretty consistent across. Now you don't have to be perfect here because we will be fringing the sides out. So braided cord can actually be fringed out. Now it's not that easy to brush out the fringe for braided cord, but it's definitely doable. If you do want to just leave the fringe like this with a more structured look, you can do that. But what we're going to do is we're going to fringe it out so it's nice and fluffy. Just cutting it shorter so we have less to fringe out. What we're going to do is taking a fringe comb, and we're just going to start at the ends. What we're going to do is we're going to choose some spots towards the end, and we're just going to start combing it out. So you can see we've already frayed the ends a little bit. You really want to dig into the ends and then fringe it out. And then slowly work your way up the fringe. can see here, I'm already part way up through the cords. Keep doing it until all of it is fringed out. Once it's all fringed out on one side, this is what it looks like, and we're going to repeat that on the fringe on all sides. Once everything is all brushed out, we can now trim and shape the fringe to your desired length and shape. If you want to curve the edges, you can. I'm just going to cut off some excess. Now, I'm freehanding it right now, but to help you trim it, you can use some tape. You can tape along the edge of where you want to cut on the fringe, and then you can just cut where the tape is all around. So continue shaping it and trimming until you're happy with the shape and the length. Once trimmed, this is what the coaster should look like. And there you have it. You have now completed your striped macrame coaster pattern. I hope you guys enjoyed this project and learned some new knots and techniques when it comes to macrame. Whether it's incorporating color in your projects or using braided cords instead of single strand cord, there was a lot still packed within this video that you can definitely apply to your future macrame projects. If you enjoyed the little tips and techniques I've shared throughout this video and enjoy the process of making macrame and are thinking of mastering this craft sooner, you may be interested in checking out our exclusive community over on Patreon. Over there, we release exclusive weekly tutorials focused on mastering certain skills in macrame. So if you're interested in leveling up your macrame skill set, head on over to patreon.com/BOCHIKNOT for more details. And don't forget, once you've completed making this coaster design, make sure you share with me on Instagram at BOCHIKNOT. I would love to see your guys' creations. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.